Burgundy Ballers, welcome back to the Week 3 preview, the Monday night football predictions and previews here on the Ballin and Burgundy podcast. Yeah, myself and Andrew, what's going on?
What's up? What's up? It's about to be a interesting week. Definitely a lot to talk about. So let's get into it.
Hey man, prime time preview and predictions, the Triple P No Diddy coming at you right here tonight. But before we get into that, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe here on YouTube. It helps us out. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. We are nearly there. We're about 140 away. So like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to show every time that we upload. Instagram and TikTok at Ball and Burgundy Podcast. Twitter at BIB Podcast. We do all of our live updates, news, and quick reactions. Instagram and Twitter. But let's get into this. Week 3, dude. Prime time
Week
at
three.
Paul at week 3, 1-1. Prime time, 8:15 p.m. The Washington Commanders travel out to OHIO to Cincinnati, where their chili is shit, and their Cincinnati Bengals, their 0-2 Cincinnati Bengals, are not looking too hot. Joe Shiesty is oh so cold right now. And this will be the real test. I mean, the Giants put up a fight. We got our asses handed to us by Tampa. So this is the nice kind of even kill, bright lights nation. The world is watching. How we feeling?
Flaming the Bengals, I see. What do you got against them? That's what I'm
I
wondering.
I got nothing against them. They just don't know how to start their seasons correctly.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair, but they're still a good team. They got a lot of
Oh yeah.
talent. So,
Oh yeah.
I mean, regardless of their record, yeah, they're 0-2, but I'm a little worried. They almost beat the Chiefs last week. They should have, if not for that pass interference.
Oh my
So
lord.
honestly, I feel like it's going to be interesting seeing their offense, specifically the receivers, matched up with our defense,
Yep.
specifically our cornerbacks.
Yeah.
And I'm also excited to see our offense against their defense because I feel like we're going to be able to put up some good points on them.
Yeah.
It's going to be an offensive battle for sure.
Yeah.
I want to see B Rob hitting the ground again. I want to see him cracking 100 if he can. Um, I'm excited to see this battle between the two former LSU superstars.
Hey man, the two Heisman's, the Mr.
Two Heisman's.
65 total touchdowns, 6,900 total yards of offense, Mr. Joe Burrow, number 1 overall pick, versus Jayden Daniels, the 4,945 touchdown Heisman. I mean, it's going to be interesting because you don't really hear either of them talk about, man, Joe, Jaden's a great kick out. You don't really hear Jaden say, man, Joe was a dog, couldn't wait to go after him. They're
Hmm.
like, yeah, well, I know we've talked here and there, but it's not like what you hear about Tua and Mac and Bryce, like that lineage of like
Right,
back
right.
to back to back to back. Um, yeah, I mean, T. Higgins is back in the lineup,
Hmm.
which we all were like,
Unfortunately.
unfortunately, it is what it is. With the injury report, let's get into who was affected. Cleveland Farrell, our defensive end, who leads our team in sacks, Mister Two Sack Missile. Pause. Cleveland Farrell is out because of a knee injury. Mr. Our own Trevon Diggs, Emmanuel Forms, is questionable with that thumb. I don't see him playing. I think they're going to
I
keep him
don't think so.
questionable. I think he's questionable for the next few weeks because they don't have to give up a roster spot. They want to keep him on the
Yeah,
books.
yeah.
Um,
I'm
Good.
I just don't think he's gonna play. I think him and Burrell are gonna be out. So
Yeah. Jazon Newton's gonna play. Dorrance Armstrong, Brandon Coleman, Quan Martin, Ben Juice, they're all good to go. And with the injury to Cleveland Farrell, this gives a really good opportunity not only to Jazon Newton to finally show out, and why he should have been a first round pick, being a first round talent.
hmm.
But
Yep.
to our guy out of Notre Dame, JJB, Javante Jean Baptiste, give him, a few looks on defense, see what he can do. If he puts up some pressures and
Hmm.
some hits, I think they incorporate him more. And then on the
Yep.
Bengals side, they're out without Tanner Hudson, a tight end, without Sheldon Rankins, a really good defensive tackle, and doubtful is their other D tackle, and BJ Hill. So their interior D line, their starters are gone. Von Bell and Christian Jenkins, their rookie D tackle out of Michigan, a little questionable, but Burrow, Jasicki, T. Higgins, and Mary Sims, they're all good to go. So we will see if the discount Slim Shady decides to come out and play ball I'm just throwing shots. I'm like, y'all are gonna see this clip and be like, man, he's throwing shots, and then the next week, man, y'all lost 100-0. What the fuck? I'm like,
Yeah,
I
pretty
don't know what to,
much. Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. Um, but we're wearing our white over burgundy, our white or burgundy helmets, our white jerseys, and our burgundy pants with burgundy socks. So it's one of our better attire options.
The white debut is nice. I would love the jerseys more if the darker red matched the
Uh,
lighter red. That's the only
yeah.
thing I have against them. Other than that, they're nice. Yeah.
Yeah, the white's nice, but yeah, the also it doesn't need black on the white jerseys.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what they're
I
doing.
agree.
I don't know the color combo the Bengals are gonna pop out for
I'm not
this game.
sure either.
Bengals color combo versus Commanders. I would guess it's probably
Probably the
nothing too
orange.
probably the orange or their black, like their black and oranges.
Yeah.
Um, but the big thing going into this game is, oh, here we go. Sports Illustrated put it out. They're going to wear their uh orange helmets, their black jerseys, and their white pants. So
Okay. That's nice.
the triple option. But the big thing coming into this game is what I think is a really, really good corner for the Bengals. Cam Taylor Britt, who had an
Hmm.
amazing one-hand interception on Xavier Worthy of all
Oh, I forgot
people.
about that. Yeah.
He had a really
That
good
was
interception.
crazy.
He said some interesting things about our Washington Commanders. Uh, when talking about Jayden Daniels, they don't make him do a lot. They keep it really simple, a nice college offense. I wouldn't call it a college offense, but
Mm-mm.
it is what it is. He said Kingsbury is the OC. Should love to move guys around there. Heard his pass percentage is very high, but he's only throwing short routes, some intermediate, and quick throws, which he's not wrong. We're throwing a lot of short. Um,
Oh, we are throwing a lot of short, but whenever we do see Jayden look deeper, it's always pretty good. We haven't seen
yeah.
any negative signs from him
Nope.
passing downfield, passing down on the sides. He's not really thrown into the middle that much.
Mhm.
Um, but whenever we do see that, I'm comfortable with it. I'm not worried
Yeah.
about it at all.
No, not too bad, but I mean he's a dog, so he'll probably be lined up on Terry. So
Yeah.
man, speaking of Terry, Cliff's saying we got to get him more involved.
Yes,
No
please.
shit, Sherlock. We've been saying this for how many weeks? 2, 3 since training camp. Get the
Yep.
man the ball. I think he has. Oh, what is his season right now? It is not good.
Like 39 yards or something.
I don't
Is that
even know.
right?
I don't even think it's that high. Let's see.
Only a couple catches.
It's not a whole lot. Currently sitting he has 8 receptions for 39 yards through 2 games.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So he's averaging just like 4.8 yards reception, 4.9.
I keep seeing stuff come up on social media about people asking if he's really still that good.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it.
Yep.
But something to touch on is we literally have no other receivers. So
Nope.
when the other defense is game planning against us, they're going to put 2 guys on him,
Mm-hmm.
and the only receiver that they need to focus on is Terry.
Yep.
They don't have to worry about anybody else being a threat to them. So it makes it a lot harder on Terry and the offense as a whole when the defense only needs to worry about one receiver.
Yeah.
And then people are saying, yeah, well, what about like Justin Jefferson or some of these other guys? That's the same case for. He's not Justin Jefferson. He's not
No.
a top 5 receiver. No
He's not even
Commanders
top
fan should
10.
argue that. No. But then, yeah, I mean, it's still a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
Is where I'm at. Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about it. Lake Lewis Jr. has talked about it not only with myself, but with Rio over on Instagram and his YouTube. Reading and Theo talked about it. Like, Terry isn't an alpha one. He's a 1, but he's not an
Mhm.
alpha 1. He's not your
Hmm.
Jay Jettas, your Jamars, your Davantes, your Cooper Cup / Puka Nakuas, because they can rotate
CD.
either CD Lambs, your AJ
Yep.
Browns.
Yep.
Um, I'm missing your Garrett Wilsons, your Amon-Ra St.
Hmm.
Browns. In my opinion, your Jayden Reeds, because I'm a big Jayden Reed fan. Shout out to the Packers. Um, but we just listed what 10, 11 guys off right there.
Yeah, I think you can name a few more too, but
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Those are true number ones right there.
yep.
In
Yep.
Tampa, you have Chris Olave in New Orleans.
Hmm.
You have Drake. I think Terry's better than Drake London, but I think Drake
Yeah.
has a much better ceiling right now, just because age wise.
Better numbers
Um,
right now for sure.
much better numbers. I mean, again, there was what 14 right there. So even if we put Terry at 15, he's not a top 10 wide receiver. He's not a
Hmm.
top 12 wide receiver. And that pains us to say because we're big Terry guys.
Big time.
He's wearing the jersey. I've got the jersey in the closet. But he's there's the argument he's a receiver 2 now in his career. And the big question right now, based on all rumors and reports, and I think it was Mina Kimes that said this, talking about Davantae Adams towards the beginning of the season, but now it's coming up again, is we're looking to add another big time talented
Hmm.
wide receiver by the deadline. Now that could be
Yep.
your Davantae Adams, your Deontay Johnsons out of Carolina. It could be your T Higgins out of Cincinnati.
Hmm.
It Jacoby Myers maybe because he's tall and got good hands.
Okay.
Um, what are your thoughts on that report saying we're trying to add another tall, talented receiver?
I was very glad to hear it when Cliff came out and said that, because
Yeah.
that's exactly what I've been thinking for a
Mm-hmm.
while now. We need to get him some help,
We
so
do.
that way that opens the field up for him, gives him more opportunities to get the ball. It's going to make a big difference because receiver and cornerbacks are two weakest positions right now by far.
Yep.
There's nothing else competing. I think offensive line's three, but the top two are definitely receiver and cornerback
Receiver.
right now. And it's a problem. I mean,
It is.
it really makes an impact on the offense when you don't have receivers getting open and
Mm-hmm.
making it easy on the quarterback, especially rookie quarterback Jayden
Yep.
Daniels. Good receivers help so much with
Much.
progress and
They
development.
do.
It's important. So 100% he said what needed to be said. But let's actually make it happen. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Davantae Adams is sort of maybe a little bit high reaching, but even like Deontay Johnson or someone else,
Yeah.
I would be very happy with. So
Mm-hmm.
let's make it happen.
Yeah, because I put this on our Instagram and we've had some Gabe Davises, we've had Devontae Higgins,
Hmm. Gabe would be
Deont
great.
Gabe Davis, yeah, Deontay Johnson. Someone said none, we need defense, which he's not wrong. Um, but I mean, there are like the biggest guy we have is Noah Brown, and I think we should use Noah Brown more. If you
We
bring him
will
in,
this week.
you fucking better.
Yeah, we should.
Uh, because he's 6'4", Luke is 6'2", Terry's I think 5'10", 5'11", around that just
Yeah.
under 6, and then you have Diami, Olami, Jamison, all under 6 feet. You need someone who can go up and get the aggro catch because Terry's not that guy anymore. He's more of your route running. Diami and Luke's your slot. Diami is probably more of your yak guy, and Olami is kind
Hmm.
of a switchblade, kind of back and forth with that. So I don't know if,
Hear
like I
me out,
said,
John.
yep,
Resign Cam Sims.
it ain't happening, dude.
Bring him back. Come
It ain't
on, we need
happening.
it. We
It
need
ain't,
him back.
it's not a bad idea, but it ain't happening like that.
Miss that
And
man.
he was good for us for a bit, but like we're not going to be in a position next year to grab your Territola McMillans out of Arizona, to get your Trey
Why
Harris's
not?
out of Ole Miss, to get your Tez Johnson out of Oregon, although he's on the smaller side. Um, although I would love McMillan if you pair him up. Oh Lord have mercy, 6'5" beast,
Please.
and you better put 4 on him. You better put 4 on McMillan. Um, I just don't know who you would go out and trade for because we have 2/3, we have 2/4s, we have 2/7s, we have a first and a second. So we've got the ammunition. It's just what do you trade and for who?
Yeah, Cliff's
I
got to figure
yeah,
that out, who he wants in his scheme. But
yeah,
I mean, somebody good, somebody big. If we get those, if we get that, I'm happy. So
Yep. I mean, Mina Kimes said that Davantae would be a commander by the trade deadline. We're all like, no, it ain't happening. And you watch the first 2 Raiders games, you're like, Mina.
I don't know.
It
We'd have to give up a
I
lot, but
yeah. I see him being more of a jet than a commander because they could trade
hmm
like Alan Lazard a second and a fourth for
hmm
Devontae, and it would probably work out better for both sides than him coming
yeah.
to Washington for a season and then him leaving. Now we're in the receiver market, guys. Woo, kind of thing. Um, so I know, like, again, love Terry, but this is a thing of how can the team get better while still
hmm
incorporating him?
Yep.
And I think it starts with the run game, and I think you have to pair a true number two.
The Bengals run game is not good. Or sorry,
No.
the run defense. The run defense is not good. Um, and last week our run game was amazing. B Rob
Mm-hmm.
had what, like 138 yards or something?
Some,
Like
yeah,
something like that.
it was career high.
Eckler did good. Eckler was running hard, man.
He was.
He was a beast. I mean, he
Yep.
didn't get that many touches and yards, but every handoff he had, every reception he had,
Mm-hmm.
he was making the most out of it. And I mean, we know what Jayden can do. So I feel like if we keep the ball on the ground, pound the line, I feel like hold on to possession, long drives, make sure they keep the ball out of their hands for as long as possible.
Yep.
Efficient with the run game, I feel like it can our offense could turn out really good.
I think so, and I think it has to be because I think if you lose here, it doesn't look good. Kind of going on, but if you win here, it's like, yeah, the Bengals are bad, but they're still a contender in the AFC in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, Commanders look competent.
hmm
That's good for them. They need competent. They need good momentum. And this is the game to do that on. Um, I think Jayden just has, I think the O line has to play better. Let Jayden let these routes
hmm
develop.
No question.
Cliff, Taylor CBT calling it simple is
hmm
technically the correct word because you have to slow down the game to let Jayden develop, but also you need your O line to protect. Now, besides CBT, they have Trey Hendrickson,
hmm
damn good edge rusher. So I don't know if it's.
Yep.
I think he lines up on the right. So I would guess that's Cornelius Lucas's
Yeah, it's
responsibility, and I think
Lucas.
I
Yeah.
think him and Cosme need to double team him. Now that leaves 1-on-1 with your other rush and or other left end and your D tackles. But I much rather have Hendrickson double team than him getting 3-4 sacks the way Hutchinson got
hmm
5 against Tampa.
I'm
So
going to point out really quick,
yep.
if this was Sam Howell and his pocket awareness behind center,
Ooh.
we would be in a much worse place. So praise to Jayden for
Mm-hmm.
escaping, navigating the pocket so well under this
Yeah.
pressure he's been getting the last 2 weeks. Because it's been noticeably bad, but we
Yeah.
haven't been talking about it as much because he handles it so well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad we have Jayden under there.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to Sam, but there's a clear difference between someone
Yeah,
who can
yeah,
be
yeah.
mobile versus someone who is mobile.
Very true.
Um, so I think again, I don't know if it's slow the game down. I don't know if it's just be better all around. Defense has to play better. I don't
hmm
know. I don't know if our viewers saw our Twitter and our Instagram story, but we have two $20 million defensive tackles with a combined 4 tackles.
That's the problem.
We are paying these guys 20 something $million for what? Sorry, Andrew.
Stupid.
But why are we paying these guys when you and I could go out and be like, gotcha. Like it's
I'm going to
I
be honest here.
yep.
I want him gone by the deadline.
Both of them?
I'm I would be okay with both of them gone by the deadline. I'm just going to throw it out there.
All
With this kind of
right.
production and how much we're paying them, I have no desire to hold on to them right now. I mean, even Last year, this was a problem. We talked about it.
Yeah.
Their production has significantly fallen off, and they're making bank off of us.
Yeah, I could see John Allen traded by the deadline. I don't know if they'll trade both because then you have no depth. That leaves Newton
Probably
and
not. They probably won't.
yeah,
If I had to pick one, it'd be John Allen. But
yeah,
realistically, I'm just saying I'd be okay with it.
yeah. I mean, I discussed with Lake Lewis and everything. Pep talks only get you so far, and that gets you about 5 feet
Mhm.
after the talk. Yeah, $20 million for 4 combined tackles when I think Chris and Justin could do better out there. When when
Put me at edge.
but I'm about to say put you at edge, put me and Justin in the middle, and put Chris on the end, and we're probably getting a sack a game. We're doing better than our guys. Yeah, I mean, if someone came out, if Green Bay or Miami or Las Vegas came and said, "I'll give you a second and a fourth for John Allen," to be like, I take it.
Mhm. Get out of the contract, get some picks,
Yep.
get some
And
new
then
guys on the line.
and they could turn those picks into someone within the next few hours. You never know.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
I mean, we got a second and a third for Young and Sweat, and that turned into Jazon Newton, Mikey Samuelson, and Ben Sinnott. So 2.5
Yeah,
starters for them two, not bad trade off.
yeah, for sure.
So I don't know what it would make sense if they got traded because they're not their guys.
Trade deadline's going to be interesting for us. Who we're
Yep,
buying, who we're selling. We'll have
selling
to talk about that more once we get there.
once we get there. Let's start wrapping things up. Score predictions like we love to do. I got to pull out my
Oh yeah.
pen and pad. I think we were about the same. We said about a 3-point game last game.
Mhm,
And Austin Seabird, the MVP, decides to show up and show out for
mhm.
that game. So my man, Monday night, 8:15, Cincinnati, Ohio, Washington Commanders at Cincinnati Bengals. Who are you taking?
You know me, guys, Mr. Negativity. The opposite of Chris. I'm
Yep.
here being realistic as possible. I'm going to take the Bengals, but I'm going to make it close. I think it's going to be an offensive battle all throughout the game. I think both teams are going to score a lot. I'm going to say we got 30-28 Bengals.
Woo! High scoring affair.
Mm-hmm.
High scoring affair. All right. I'm not too far behind you. I'm gonna take our Commanders. I'm gonna take Washington. I need some good mojo coming out of last game, even though we kicked only field goals. It looked like the Steelers out there.
Yeah, that was
Um,
tough.
but if Jayden could get his first passing touchdown against Cincinnati, I think we're in a good spot. I think if
Mm-hmm.
he went 1-for-1, a pass and a rush touchdown out of him, and no turnovers, because he's been really good with no turnovers. So I can't say
No
he's
picks so far.
no picks so far. Not. I don't even think he has a fumble.
No,
Knock
no
knock
fumbles.
knock on wood.
Yeah.
No fumbles. I'm not gonna go as high, but I'm gonna keep it within that 2 to 3 point range. I'm gonna go 25-23.
All right.
I'm gonna go 25-23. I think Seabird comes out, kicks about a 43-yard field goal to clinch it. And the one other thing before we get out of here, penalties and discipline.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Lord
Yeah.
have mercy. I had the screenshot somewhere because I misspoke when I went live with Reed Easy and Tony. Y'all can go watch that up here. This was after last week's game. And I forget who broke down each penalty, but I there we go. So first false start, Ben Sinnott. Second false start, Sam Cosme. Eligible receiver downfield, Nick Allegretti. Fourth false start, Nick Allegretti. Fifth or holding, Sam Cosme. False start, Sam Cosme. False start, Cornelius Lucas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 different penalties in the red zone.
Yeah.
3
Red
of
zone.
those on Sam Cosme.
If we didn't have those, I feel like we could have had 1 or 2 touchdowns.
I
And
think
made
if we didn't.
this a much better win.
I think if we didn't have those, we could have had 4.
Oh,
Even if we went out and got 4 out of 7 touchdowns, That's 24. That's 6. Yeah, 24 extra points. There's 28 at 2 field goals. You're in the 30s.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because even let's say Jayden threw one and ran 2, there's 3 right there. B-Rob would have had one. Eckler would have had one at the beginning of the game if we didn't have a penalty.
Penalties cost us points. Got to learn that.
Hey man, we got to put that on a t-shirt. Penalties cost points. You know, controversy creates cash. Penalties cost points.
Mm-hmm.
But you wrap things up. You've got 30-28 Cincinnati. They pull it off. They get their first win of the season. I've got Washington 25-23, making the Bengals 0-3 to start the season. Us going out 2-1 to start the season.
Yes, please.
I hope so, but I can realistically see the Bengals getting back on track here. Mm-hmm. But I hope that's not the case. But Andrew, any final thoughts going into this game?
Nothing else to add. Let's win it, though.
Let's win it, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe here on the video. The road to 500 subscribers. So don't forget to like and subscribe here on YouTube. Hit that post notification bell. Jesus. Let you know every time that we upload. Instagram and TikTok at Ballin Burgundy Podcast. Twitter at BIB Podcast 22. And all of our social media links down in the description. Shout out to Mr. Like Lewis Jr., to Rio, to Tone, to Corey, to watching on the daily for supporting us since day one. Go follow them. Links down in the description. Let's go into this game. Let's go into Monday night and have us a prime time win. Let's raise hail. And don't forget, y'all, to stay ballin'. We'll see y'all out there.